So today we're going to be looking at attacking from set play on the Ireland and France game in the Six Nations. I've picked out what I believe to be the best attacking opportunities of both teams. So after a hectic start to the game where each team struggled to get a foothold on the game, after receiving the kick-off, Gibson Park puts up a box kick for Ireland, and following the chase, Bernard Leroux purposely trips up Keith Earls in order to protect Villiers, who is about to catch the ball. This is an unnecessary penalty which resulted in France going down to 14 men, and it allowed Ireland to gain easy territory back into the French half. This is a common penalty that we're seeing players give away recently. France even committed the same error in the Autumn Nations Cup game against England, which allowed Farrell to slot an easy 3 points. So Ireland have now got a line out just outside the French 22, and they opt to go for a maul in order to capitalise on the extra man and drag French players in to make space out wide. So Gibson Park releases the ball to Henshaw, who takes the ball almost statically, but he's left with three options: to keep the ball for himself, lay it off to Ringrose on the tip, but he chooses to pull it back to Billy Burns. However, Ringrose fails to draw in Arthur Vincent, which allows him to focus on Burns instead of him, and for the French defence to shift wide. I don't think Ringrose personally is at fault, because I believe that Henshaw should have at least looked like he might possibly keep the ball in order to draw the French defender in instead of staying static. Keenan is then left in some space, but if we look at the French defence, we can already see that Ficou and Penaud are shifting wide, which allows Dulin to shift his focus onto low and eventually tackle him into touch. So for France's set play, they start from the line out, and you can see that Jalibert is positioned right up closely to the back of the line out in order to get closer to the gain line. Then Ficou carries the ball hard, putting Ireland on the back foot, and then Dupont is faced with the option of playing the ball out quickly with the two men running onto the ball, but he decides to dummy it and give it out to Jalibert, who has the option of playing it outside him, but he decides to keep the ball because both defenders' shoulders are facing towards the touchline, which allows him to easily cut inside and offload. We've seen that he's capable of doing these steps inside previously in his starts for France, especially in the Autumn Nations Cup against England. But in general, we've seen under Galtier that France are starting to regain that French flair that they're known for. Their quick follow-up play is allowing them to gain quick ball and to score some fast pace and exciting tries. The ruck is then set, and France have about 5 or 6 players looking to get onto the crash ball. But instead, the ball is played out the back to Jalibert, who floats a bounce pass to Ficou, who is drifting out wide, and due to Gibson Park biting in on the attack early, he's allowed to loft the ball over to Captain Olivon, who slides over France's first try of the game.